honestly, that's how I feel sometimes too when I play video games.
Our conversation last week, like, oh no, let's save it for the camera.
Yeah.
I did Four Loco Friday for a while, and that was my most.
I think it's so dangerous once you get monetized on whatever surface it is. It's like, do what worked because that's how you get your 50 cents. But then it's funny because as I'm trying to go into the industry, I'm like, well, idiot, if you don't go to the shows, you're not going to ever get a job. Hopefully my parents don't mind me sharing this, but I think they're at a different point in their life too. But I had... Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Jordan Whitrock Show. I'm your host, Jordan Whitrock, and today we have someone who I've actually tried to get on the show like way back when we started this thing. However, it never lined up, and usually, like when I was talking to him, we were like 30 minutes away, so like it was really close. And so a lot of times on projects, we just work together. However, as you see, we're in a different set. I made the trip to Madison to go interview my good friend Hunter Roussel. So without further ado, let's welcome him to the show. Woo!
Thanks for having me.
Okay, we called the other day, and I don't even know what we were talking about. Do you remember?
Not entirely. I think we were avoiding, I guess, like entirely catching up, I guess, for this moment, right?
Because what happened was we were talking, and my thing is, so Alex is really busy this month, so there's no way he's able to help out. But luckily, we have Micah still. Let's go, Micah. Welcome back.
Woo.
But what happened was I was like, damn, like I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get another guest on before the end of this year. And then we started talking. I'm like, wait, Hunter, he's in Madison.
Yeah.
Micah's in Madison still at school for his like last week and a half. I'm like, hold up. I was like, let's bring the show on the road. So you were willing to have us in your house, your casa. But that's kind of what that conversation led to this, which I'm very thankful for. So now we have an opportunity to catch up on life. Because I swear the last time I talked to you was like beginning of the year-ish, kind of like before summer vibes.
Yep.
And you were just talking, but you were just working. Didn't know exactly what you were going to do for the most part.
No.
And now you're in Madison.
Now I'm in Madison. Yeah, I toyed, like, I knew I wanted to get out of Oshkosh, so I toyed between, a few different places. And I settled here in Madison. Settled like it's a bad thing, but so here in Madison, it's been fun so far.
Okay, what was the draw to Madison? Because I think in Wisconsin we don't have. Our big market's Milwaukee, right? Like, we're not a city that has a bunch of cities that have opportunities for what we're into, which makes it challenging. But you chose Madison because
I grew up in Sun Prairie, which is 10 minutes outside of Madison, and then just my two roommates also wanted to be here, and I think it worked out. Milwaukee was very enticing. I think media, might have a little bit stronger pull, but I found a slight struggle trying to find a job out here in media. But
okay, let's talk about that. So we met at college.
Yeah.
Undergrad. Did we meet my freshman year? There's a good chance.
I think
in a dorm room, right?
Right? The dorm room.
Yeah, there's got to be a dorm room story.
Yeah, it was one in South Scott. Yeah.
Thirsty Thursday or something like that.
Yeah, Thirsty Thursday.
But I think so that's like probably where we met. But I don't think we never really talked though.
Not really. No.
Like I don't know like why not. But then eventually, like I could not tell you when it started. But then all of a sudden it was like, "What's up, my bro?"
Exactly. It just kind of became casual.
Yeah.
See you at most functions, and then
maybe that's what it was too.
And then I think I switched from music to RTF, and then we were just in classes together.
True. Maybe that's what it was too. Okay, and that's what my next question was you chose Oshkosh because what was the pull for the school?
Yeah, so actually I initially started at Platteville. I was going in for forensic investigation.
Okay. Why? I've never heard this from you.
I honestly, I didn't think about what I wanted to do. Okay. And I was like, oh, this class was fun. Let's go, make a career out of it.
Yeah.
And I went there, and 2 weeks into the semester, my friend Chris at the time was going to Oshkosh, and I was already gone every weekend, either in Oshkosh or Madison.
Gotcha.
And I auditioned for the music program in Oshkosh 2 weeks into my first semester at Platteville.
Okay.
I taught myself guitar in 6 months and just wanted to do music.
Wait, that's what you auditioned with? Was it a guitar?
Was in guitar, yeah.
Dang, so you would have done music, right? Because don't you have to do an instrument or you sing, right?
Yeah, you have to do instrument or sing, and that was my instrument was guitar.
So you never played an instrument before that, or you did? But
Nope,
you didn't?
didn't play an
I
instrument
never
before
knew that. That's why. Wait, so then, yeah, what's the transition then from forensics to music? Was that always a part of your life?
Music?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my family's pretty big on music.
Okay.
But not super like performance based. Like in high school, I think I did, or I guess from like early education, I did choir up until 9th grade, and then I wasn't really involved in any arts or any sports outside of school. So, or in school either. Yeah. So, and then I just kind of had a switch. It's like, yeah, you know what, let's do music for some reason, and it's been fun.
And that's what strikes me, because I've always known you as the music guy, which makes sense if I met you in Oshkosh. But to hear that you had this whole other semester of life before even that. Yeah. And then, so music, was it performance based? Is that what intrigued you at first, or?
No, I like production based, like just writing music and engineering and producing for other people or myself was really what I wanted to do, and that's what I started with. Gotcha. In college was music technology and and audio and music business. So,
see, it took me like at least 2 years to realize that the music department had more than just like performance. Like, I'm gonna go join this orchestra, or education. Like, and then I was like, oh, they have like other degree. I'm like, 'cause at first I'm like, damn. I mean, don't get me wrong. I went to the acting school, but I'm like, damn. I'm like, that's a lot of students to come from a D3 music college to like want to be performance. I'm like, there's already people that struggle that are like the top of the top. But then that makes sense, because it's like, well, no, dumbass.
Yeah. I think it's also kind of like a bad thing with so many different kind of departments within the music department as a whole. I think it's spread too thin resource wise. Like, music education, music performance, audio technology, and I think there's one main professor for audio production, and like trying to relay enough information in that department wasn't good enough. Like you're taught the basics, but compared to other audio production schools, right? And
it's funny, because that's literally what I've been learning as I'm going back to school. It's like, I mean, first off, I never thought I had it, and that's why I went back to school. But then as I'm there, I'm like, oh, it's just because like I never learned it. But I don't, like, that's not the professor's fault from Oshkosh. It's more of just like, to have like 4 other professors giving me information while you are, it's like, you don't have to try to be like, what you could be a master of one trade, whatever, jack of trades, master of none, right? That whole vibe. It's like, but when you can be a master of something and truly be like, oh yeah, this is like, we're just focusing on this one thing kind of thing. That for me was very helpful, and gets me excited to go back in the winter. But so music, you said you liked it because it was the idea of working on other people's songs or making your own music. What kind of genre music were you making at the time?
Yeah, it started off hip hop. My friend Chris at the time was making hip hop music, and that's where I started. But I quickly altered into kind of indie pop, and then would have been summer after sophomore year. I met my bandmate Josh, and then we started making music, making some house pop. And that's kind of where we landed our feet after a little while.
Has there been, because I know there's one project I remember that you just kind of recently did, right?
Yeah.
Within reason.
Yeah, I think it was December 23, I guess, or maybe,
Because all I remember was like all of a sudden it just popped up, and I was like, oh, yo. I'm like, because I feel like maybe we had talked before then, and you were just saying like, yeah, I've been working on this project, but it was very like on the DL, and I was like, oh, okay, and then all of a sudden the project popped up, and I'm like, this is the project. I think that's the fun part about that. But so what was that experience working on? Because to me, I felt like that you took that to the next level with that.
Yeah, I think just just being able to do things is something that was exciting, right? I think with this first project, I could take classes all I want, but doing it was important, and that's the only reason, me and Josh got that album out. I don't know. I don't know exactly how to explain the experience itself, but it was a lot of long nights, but it was fun, right? It didn't feel like work, but it, and then it took us over a year from the start when we started writing to get everything collected and finished. And then we ended up going to Nashville, and we recorded the last 4 songs in Nashville studios. And that was a wonderful experience to get to do that for free at the time, because he was going to school down there.
Got you.
Yeah.
That is cool. So you said earlier that you went to school for music, got into the program, was working on it. However, you then made the change to RTF. Was there a reason for that? Because you're not the first music student that I've heard
to
switch. And the reason, and I'm curious, because the reason I heard is I realize I can do everything that this music program is teaching me, but at least what the RTF program teach, I don't know how to do that. So that's just something I can add on top of my knowledge. Is that your same experience or no?
I'd say for the most part, yeah. I think, I realized I already knew everything that I was learning just from, starting myself before I went to college.
Yep.
And I just I hit I was getting to upper level classes. I was like, I don't necessarily need these courses and any of this information to do what I want to do. It got very classical, and yes, you need that information, but to a point, right? How much is that enforced in radio today?
Yeah.
Obviously, it stems from somewhere with music theory, but you got people releasing slop on TikTok and making.
That's. Continue, because then I have another question. But I don't want to. We're gonna derail if I ask this question right now, so we're gonna hold on.
And so and I was like, I think I just love media and creating things, and RTF was the next closest. I was already an RTF minor, and it was the next closest thing. I didn't know exactly what into RTF I wanted to do, and as I kind of went through the program, I kind of slowly just sound. Sound is my thing. I love anything audio related, and I could transfer my skills from the music program to that, and then that's kind of my whole the way I switched over.
Did you have a focuser project that you were working on that was audio based for RTF, or was that less so? It was more of get on a film and then just kind of run audio for that? Or?
Yeah, I did a few things. So Duck Duck, I did the sound for, which was
if the mics worked.
The mics worked. But then I was also a pre-production producer. I was editing pretty much all of the pre-production stuff.
Got you.
And then.
Was that your senior year? Your last year?
That was my last year.
That's crazy to think about. Yeah. Okay.
And then for practicum, everyone had to make those ads. And I remember just from being on Titan TV and running the soundboard, the one thing I hated was all of the ads were not at the same level. They were either peaking or you had to boost it by 20 decibels. Yeah. And I talked to Justine, and I was like, hey, what if I create a workflow that lets all of the other students' future mix master
or at least pull it to the least.
Yeah, so that when we're running the commercial break, we can just keep it at unity and we don't have to touch it or worry about a commercial coming on and it's going to peak the system. And so instead of creating an ad, I developed that system, taught everybody in the class, and then took all of the current running ads and remastered them.
I feel like that's more work than making your own. No, just kidding.
Maybe, but I enjoyed it.
It was not work, Jordan. It was fun. No. Dude, I just remember from mine, for mine, I was like, okay, what am I in right now that I can make an ad for? And I was like, the theater department, right? Except first I was going to make it for a specific show, and I was like, nah, let's just do the whole department because then they can use it in the future, right?
Yeah.
Little did I find out that someone had I don't know how it went under the radar or something, but someone had like literally also did that too, like either right after me, at the same time. I don't know, something works. So I was like, okay, now we have 2 ads. But then also literally they announced that like, oh yeah, the theater department's going away, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, my ad that I was hoping that would be there for a while is like off the air now.
Yeah.
But okay, that's funny because I do remember that being part of the workflow. Must have been you then, of how to adjust your.
I should ask. I don't know if they're still running that. I hope so.
I bet they are. Mm-hmm. There's no way that they would
take it
so. Away.
And something I noticed too was like when it worked for anything live, but if it was like pre-recorded, like there were certain shows, and there was like a live production class that were making shows, and when they would do the commercials from pre-recorded to air, they would be super quiet. And somebody previously had just put a negative like 15 decibel on that commercial channel to combat everybody's ads just being so loud. And so that's removed, but everything hopefully is still working.
Yeah.
But that was...
Well, and I dipped on live because I did... What is it? They introduced the live virtual class or whatever, which I took that, which was very helpful for like literally this.
Yeah.
And then I thought I needed one more RTF credit my last semester, and I'm like, damn. I'm like, none of these classes fit. The only one that fits in my schedule is live studio. And I'm like, all right, let's buckle up. Let's do it. Only to find out that after like the first day, I'm like, damn, this class is going to suck ass. Because also it was like no one in the class that I knew I was going to get in a group with. I probably wasn't. And so I knew who I was going to be in a group with. And I'm like, I don't want to work with these people for like the whole semester or whatever. But then I found out that I didn't need a credit. I'm like, see you later. And dropped out of that class. I'm like, I don't find myself being truly in a studio. Like I see myself, if I'm working, with vMix, which we're using OBS. So the cheaper version of vMix because it's free. But it's like, that's what I would see myself using over like being in a studio where you have a million buttons that you're clicking.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I think that equipment's nice and all, but it's if you can just like condense everything to what you need, the workflow gets so much easier. Yeah, in my opinion. Like I agree. vMix is the ideal spot to use.
Yeah, but I think let's jump into this. I think we both come from like an area of live streaming. Though.
Yeah.
So when you live stream, you use a Streamlabs, OBS, whatever, Restream, I don't know, whatever other things are out there. And actually, I think you're the one that, because you use OBS, right?
Yeah.
You're the one that pushed me from Streamlabs to OBS.
Yeah.
Because you were like, dude, like it just holds you back. Like it's nice because it jumpstarts you.
Yeah, Streamlabs is nice. It jumpstarts you. You have a lot of like stuff that's user friendly on Streamlabs. I'll say that.
Yeah.
OBS is the original source, right? It's open source, and you can do whatever with the base program compared to trying to do it on Streamlabs. Like certain capture cards don't work if you're doing Streamlabs, or like controllers, like switchers, don't work on Streamlabs.
I bet that. Yeah.
But they work on OBS, and that's like. I think just trying out new equipment is what made me realize that. But yeah, it's. Are you still on OBS now versus Streamlabs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Granted,
I've pretty much canned. Yeah, I can tell you. No, we'll like mute this. But yeah. But literally, like that's the only reason I have it. But now I just realized too, like what I want to do is I want to start working with a green screen. I want to start messing around with just other things because like whether we do a film or music video or whatever I find myself doing in the future, it's like I want to know how to use this equipment. And so I bought like a cheap green screen that works behind me. And so now it's me going into OBS and being okay, chroma key, how does that work, and all that kind of technology within the program. But now I'm like, ooh, now I can kind of mess with like scene overlays in the background. And so that's my next journey is like, okay, how do I create like a moving scene in the background? Whether that's like a shooting star that goes by every so often. Like, how do I create that? So that's what I have to figure out, which is way over my head. But
oh yeah, I've been nerding out a lot recently over technology. I'm gonna put you onto something new.
Okay.
It's called NDI, and it's video and audio transfer over your network. So as long as you're connected to your home source, and you have like you have a computer upstairs and a computer downstairs.
Okay.
You can send like without a capture card video either from webcam or connected camera using a capture card from that computer to another one. And that's like something we want.
Is there a delay?
No. If it is, it's really low.
Is this
latency.
what like those IRL streamers are using?
Sorta. That's IRL Toolkit, and it's basically the same thing, which is involving like network bridging. And,
okay, and that's what because I figured it had to be some network.
Yeah.
Some sort, but then I would never be able to afford anything that didn't have a 7-second delay. So.
Yeah, that stuff is expensive, but NDI is something you can do, like especially if you're working on like larger productions and like multiple cams, like a 3-cam.
Yeah.
Like pretty close together works, right? But if you're doing if you're camming up like a whole house or something, right?
Yeah,
you can do that.
Makes sense.
You can do that.
So how does that work? And we're gonna lose all the audience right here, but that's fine. So how does
sorry.
Wait, so how do you with the capture card? Is that transmitted wirely or?
So there's different ways to set it up. Like you could do a capture card into like an iPhone, and you can send that over the network.
Okay.
Using a few different programs, or you could capture card wired into one computer. Rather than having to wire it, like if you want to have a stream computer and a process, like to process everything and one to not.
Yeah.
Or if you want to capture like 3 different computer screens.
Okay.
Without having to wire them all in, they can do it by themselves without it.
Gotcha.
So it's
okay. Yeah, that's like the next level that eventually maybe we'll get to. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been so busy that I literally have not streamed for a month, and so I'm like, that's big for me, negative and positive. But it's like, so I'm like, now that I have this chunk of time, I'm like, all right, let's get back into it. Let's figure something. Like, how do we make this fun again? Because I think I just kind of felt like I was going back in the same routine, and I was like, it's like it takes the joy out of it because you're trying to get something out of it instead of just doing it because you're having fun. So now I'm going back to like, in which I'm like, I walk away and I'm like, that was fun, and I'm like, yeah, this is how you should be feeling, you know. But that's my challenge because I know we streamed on my Twitch recap this year. I had one collaboration stream and it was with you.
Yeah.
So my question is, have you continued streaming or is that something of the past?
I love streaming and it's something I'm working on, but I'm tired of just like getting on and just playing a game without purpose.
Okay.
And I think I've had this conversation with you before, but I want to make something entertaining that's not just me sitting down and playing a game, and like personality has a lot to do with it, right?
Yeah.
Because people do that and having a fun personality, but it's so hard to like muster that up like every single time you turn that on, and the frequency is something I've like kind of struggled with, and and the technology, because I don't want to stream at 720p, you know.
Like what time would you want to? Like what do you mean by that? Like you
like quality wise, like I want to try to get as close to 1084k.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, how does that affect with the time that you stream?
No, not
Sorry.
the time. Like versus 1080p.
Thank you.
For 720p. Sorry,
okay.
sorry. I
That's what you lost me there.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike is over here cringing at my dumbass. Dude, I heard 7p and I was like 7 p.m. I'm like, that's when I stream.
And I've tried like different segments. Like I did 4 Loco Friday for a while, and that was my most.
Wait, so you're saying we got to get back into that for this last month that I'm here?
Yeah.
Mike, are you in?
No. And it was I got the most engagement out of those, but I can't keep that up.
Did you stream? Yeah, that's a lifestyle you do not want to keep up. No. Did you stream only on Twitch, or did you stream on any other services?
Just Twitch. Twitch.
What was the reason for Twitch?
It's what I grew up on, I guess.
Okay.
Felt like it had the biggest potential for community.
Yeah.
And growth options.
Yeah, I felt, because we've had this conversation too, but I think it's a good one. Just the difference between YouTube and Twitch, because I had streamed on Twitch for like 2 years ish, and I had like maybe 4 people within that span that had just randomly fell on my live stream. And of course they were all like Battlefront 2 and then the game gets killed. And it's like, so then I was like, okay, well, this isn't working. So I got to switch to something. So that's why I went to YouTube. And I was like, I actually like YouTube because I can like, it's tougher, right? YouTube, I think you can get people to click on your stream easier because you have a thumbnail. And if your title is like something like, hey, I'm completing on this challenge, or like, hey, literally all we're doing is just chilling in this game. Come join us. Like it's free to anyone. And I felt like that gave me a bit. The only issue though is that then you're competing against the next Mr. Beast video that pops up on the side. And so for me, I was like, oh, like it's beneficial. And then I did some YouTube shorts because literally I was lucky. I was like one of the like I remember when YouTube Shorts came out, and I finished the like YouTube short live. Like I literally went through all of the live streams, and they were like, "There's no more." And I'm like, "Wait, you're telling me there's like only 20 people doing this right now, and this is going straight into the YouTube Shorts feed?" I'm like, "Sign me up!" And so then I did that a bunch, but then I was like kind of like your thing, like technology wise, it's so boring, the YouTube Shorts, because it's like literally all you have room for is a cam in the game. And I was like, I kind of like having chat and all that kind of stuff. So I fought with myself a lot.
Yeah. So you've taken a break, and I know you started multi-streaming.
Yep.
And you were toying with the fact of maybe going back to Twitch.
Yep.
Did you decide on?
Yeah. So I made the full commitment to Twitch.
Full commitment,
which was cool. But that was also banking on that my whole YouTube audience would come over, which I knew was not going to happen. And looking back, I don't think I would have done it. Like looking back, I think it was bad for me because my community was on YouTube, and it was a smaller community. So what happens is like when you fracture, like I think I was getting good on, I was getting like 18, 20 views a stream, like or viewers a stream, which was really killer for me. But then making that switch to Twitch, it was like 10. Yeah. And then what happens is people are like, well, I don't like Twitch isn't my, like you said, Twitch is like what I grew up on. A lot of those people grew up with YouTube. So they're like, I just don't like opening Twitch app. And it's like, yeah, that's like 50% of the battles to get them to click on the app. And so then when they didn't, then it just like slowly petered off. And it was like, and I think to them, the viewing experience was worse because of the way Twitch runs ads and stuff. And so I was like, damn, that kind of killed it. So now I was like, okay, hold up. Let me multi-stream, but take chat away from YouTube. And then I just found that everyone would go back to YouTube and just not chat. And I'm like, so then it was just like the audience wins in a way because it's like, well, no, like I want to have the best experience for you guys. That's why I do it, because I want to have a fun community, and there's no community on Twitch for me. And so now what I find myself doing is I multi-stream still, but I'm mostly on YouTube, and I just use Twitch because why not? And then I use Twitch's video because you can't download off YouTube. And so I use Twitch and I download the live stream so I have the full copy. But that's what I do now.
So I guess with the break for you, because I've been kind of myself thinking about how I want to come back. Do you plan when you come back to streaming, changing your content, the C word content at all, or like the way you kind of go about it? I guess.
Yeah. So like literally the last week is like my comeback, right? And I think for me, the games I played, I think I got bored because I'd play them to just play them, like you were talking about. It became like, oh, my community likes when I play these games. I'll just play it because they like it. And then what happened is I liked the games when I started doing it. But then what happened is like, oh, we just go into like customs and do that. And that's where it would end. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And I treated it like a business. I think it's so dangerous once you get monetized on whatever surface it is. It's like, do what worked because that's how you get your 50 cents. And in your brain, you're like, that's insane. I'm getting 50 cents to just play video games. But what happens is you start losing your love for it if you're not doing what you actually enjoy. And like when I think back to like my most fun times, live stream was like literally playing with my friends and like, and then engaging with people, or like letting them join our game if there was an open spot, or it was, hey, we're doing this because we're trying to like Roblox, like, hey, everyone, we're going into Roblox on our same team and we're fighting people, or like Fall Guys, we're taking over a server just to make people like, we're going to work together, because that's what, to me, I think builds communities. Like when you like start working together, you're like, if I'm someone watching someone, I'm like, oh yeah, like this person's name is like Zimbob. Like Zimbob and I, like we kept working together. Like I actually know him. What's your name in chat? and then they start building relationships with each other. You know, I think that helps grow a community. So that's what I'm doing right now is I'm like, okay, what games can I play with friends? So I'm not playing the same game all the time. And then if I do play the same game that I used to, how can I adapt it and change it so that it actually it doesn't feel like the same, you know?
One thing, like, you have a pretty, like, strong community. Like, you have, like, from when I've been in your streams, you've got a good, 10 people.
No, literally last night we had like 11, 12 people on stream for the whole stream. And so in my head, I'm like, damn, okay, that's like pretty good. I'm like, yeah, we got like 10 people rotating in and out. Like we're staying at that number. That's awesome. Literally, I get off stream. The stream pulls up like you had 28 views. I'm like, literally the same 10, 11 people stayed in there for the whole 3 hours. I'm like, that's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah. That's awesome because it's like they actually like that's like the thing that fills your heart. It's like, okay, I actually am like impacting these people in a good way that they want to hang out and spend time with each other or me. But then I'm like, oh, okay, like I guess I wasn't cooking as much as I thought I was, but
I feel like when because you have those 10, and I know I've been in your chat when they're like, play Fall Guys, play Fall Guys, play Fall Guys, and it's you when you don't want to, right? And I think I've seen a lot of people recently like, you gotta just start saying no to your chat so that when you do go play it, they have something to look forward to.
And it's funny because like before, like kind of, because I was like during school, it's so structured. Your life is so structured, so it's like, okay, how can I structure the rest of my life to fit into that? And so for me, it was Fall Guys Thursdays. It's like I know Thursday nights I have no rehearsal or I don't have a late class. I know for a fact I can give community Thursday night, and which was really awesome because then it became a thing. So if I played a different game throughout the week, they'd be like, that's cool because we know Thursday is going to be Fall Guys. And then what happened is life changes, your schedule changes because you're in school and switching up classes. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm no longer available to do it on Thursday. So it has to be a different night. And then it starts bouncing. And then as soon as it starts bouncing around to like, I think it's going to be this night, but also it might be Friday. Then the expectation is, oh, so you can play it any night. And then that's when they start requesting every night. And then you're like, well, if that's what they're going to do to hang out or watch the stream, then I got to do that. And what I realized recently is like, but that doesn't make it fun for me. And if I don't want to stream, that's not a good feeling also. So what I have to do is to say no and be like, no, actually this week we're going to do this. Or like, we're only going to get to Fall Guys like once or twice a week max because otherwise I don't want to play the game, you know?
What sucks is like this, like, are you pretty tapped into, I guess, streaming culture right now?
The IRL vibe
or just like any sort of.
I'm gonna say no, but
no.
Enlighten me.
I guess do you like what do you consume for streaming culture?
So there was this something I watched and they were like, if you want to be a content creator or be a YouTube or Twitch streamer, you got to stop watching content.
Really?
Because if you're watching content, you're not making content.
That's fair.
And I'm like, and I think that's like for the extreme of like you just spend like 3 hours watching TikToks or whatever that is. You know, I don't think that's for the stream in the background that you're watching while you're doing stuff. But I'm like, that's so true because I used to waste so much time watching so many videos from a ton of different creators, and I was like, that's not helping me. And like, I prefer to watch this creator over this one. So what I started doing was like cutting people out. You know, it's like I used to watch every Mr. Beast video when it came out because like, why not? And then it was like, oh, it doesn't help me in my life because I can't create the content that he does. So I'm cutting that out. So what happens is like I think my recap for whatever was like Ludwig was like the main person. And then like other people who created content from his content was the other channels. And it's like, because that's the main person I watch for that. And then I have a couple splits or I'll catch someone on a YouTube short and be like, oh, what are they doing? That's interesting, you know? But what about you? What's your, what are you seeing?
I guess what I was trying to see if you had an opinion on was just the way people's communities and chats have been dividing the streaming just community, like culture in general. Like the streamer awards were this weekend.
Yeah.
And
I heard some rumblings of that, but I didn't get into it. But like, what was the...
From someone who wants to be... to do... or be in that, like, environment. Like, it's so off-putting to have, like your chat just ruin what you stand for. And it's kind of hard to look at because it's...
Wait, who are you talking about? Or can you,
Everybody.
you
no.
Okay. I did not see this because the only person that I actually cared about was like Mr. the Burnt Peanut. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Mr.
Like,
Peanut. Yeah.
so he's funny because the only conflict that I heard from that is that because he won the
VTuber award.
VTuber, right? But he is a VTuber that his running joke is that I'm not a VTuber, I'm a P-tuber because he's a peanut.
Yeah.
And so that's his running joke. So he like roasted, and then everyone was mad that he won it.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, because he actually is. Like, you actually believe he's a peanut?
Yeah.
Like, are we here? Are we? And I wouldn't put it past some people. Sadly, but.
No, but it's along the lines of that. Like, it's split between the Poggers community and the WL. That's where the initial split like starts.
Oh, explain those groups for people that are watching and maybe myself that don't know.
Poggers would be like original streamers. That's you get the Pepe Frog emotes and stuff. And then
But what kind of streamers? Like, what streamers fall into that category?
Ludwig.
Thank you. That's what I assumed.
Yeah.
Yes, but I just wanted to make sure that I knew what group we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, and then like Ludwig and pretty much anybody else.
Yes,
in his
that whole
group.
group. And I know. Yep, I know what you're talking about.
And then you get like Aiden Ross, Kai Cenat,
is the other
FaZe
side
Clan. That would be like WL. Right?
Yeah. Okay. I see it.
And then that's where the initial start. There's been a little bridge, but now there's so many smaller groups. It gets so clicky, and it's annoying.
It's like high school.
Yeah, it is.
See, but you got to ask yourself, like, I don't know. I guess people have so much time to waste. I don't.
Everybody's so parasocial.
Dude,
everybody is so parasocial.
This just reminded me of something. I was talking to someone this week or weekend or whatever, and they were saying something about the lines of like the way Twitter was like behaving, and that they like had commented on like someone's Twitter post of something that happened or whatever, and like they wish that it would change or whatever. And I'm like, oh, don't worry. I responded to that Twitter and they changed it or whatever. And I'm like, just that joke of like, what you say online doesn't actually mean anything.
No.
Like, and I think it's so tough that people actually believe they make a change. And don't get me wrong, maybe for a minute I thought what I was doing was like life changing. You know, when I was making content on the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show. But it's like, even in the greater scheme of things, it's like, no one actually cares about what you have to say. And I guess there's people that. What are your thoughts on people that like choose the negative route? They just try to gaslight people to gain viewers, to get like hate watchers.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on people like that? Do you not care because
rage baiting?
Yeah.
I think it has a time and a place. I think it can be funny, but 9 times out of 10, it's annoying.
Yeah. In a good way or bad? Are you someone that believes like all publicity is good publicity?
Technically, yeah. If you really like, you're looking at publicity as numbers, yeah. I mean, all publicity.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But it depends how you want people to see you. Really,
yeah.
If you want people to look at you in the negative ways you present yourself,
yeah,
sure, man, whatever.
As you are thinking about making it, so you said you were thinking about making a comeback to Twitch, or was that just you asking?
I'm thinking. I am. Maybe not entirely like I was before, but yeah.
And I know we talked about YouTube streaming, and I was like, dude, stream on YouTube. Did you ever do that or no?
No, but I've been.
What was the reason for that? Going back to that like moment in time, was that kind of like I was born on this hill, I'll die on the hill kind of vibe?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I also didn't feel like making a new Streamlabs account or at the time because I was still using Streamlabs.
Did you go through Twitch? Okay,
on Streamlabs.
I did that as well. Dude, I think I have 3 accounts. I don't actually know. But what happened was I had like a Twitch account and then must have made a YouTube account. And then multi-streaming came out, and then I realized, if I just make a Streamlabs account, then I can sign into their website as well, get that free merch. You know what I'm saying? But okay.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like making a new account. I was like, well, all of my overlays are here that I made, and
now you know how to transfer them.
Yeah, I know.
Allegedly. Yeah. That's so.
And
funny.
I had a bunch of scenes set up, and it just.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am hopefully making a comeback. I've been thinking about what I did wrong and what I could do better a lot. So
because I know you want to do, like you said, you want to change streaming and how you do it in the sense of like, I want to do something bigger that's more entertaining, less gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And my question to you is, how do you gain an audience that can? How do you gain? How do you gain an audience that? Dude, honestly, that's how I feel sometimes too when I play video games. I don't know if they could hear it, but that was legendary.
Yeah.
No, how can you like, what's your plan of creating an audience that would be willing to watch that? Like, how are you going to find your audience?
Consistency. I think, like I talked to you about the show that I'm working on with my roommates, and I think that like that is the way I want to come back to streaming.
And you want to do live,
and
that's the first thing you want to do when you live stream coming back.
We're gonna run a tech test first.
Yep.
We're gonna try to hit affiliate just by reaching out to people, or like what's the first one? The 50 partnered.
Yeah.
Or no, what's the first one that you hit?
No, it's affiliate.
Is affiliate? Yeah. Hit affiliate. We'll just like it's maybe like a couch game or something.
Oh wait, isn't there like there's a new rule on YouTube where you like can't stream? I think maybe it's 50 subscribers or something like that.
Yeah.
Or 100. But I feel like we know enough people that could do that.
Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah, because I've been thinking about that. Like, as soon as you told me that that's what you want to do, I'm like, I get excited because I like helping people in their own individual creation. Because I'm like, that's so sick. Like, I want to help you make it so successful. Because if you're successful, like that just helps everyone, right? And so I've been thinking, I'm like, what? Like, I would hate that. My personal opinion, take it 2 cents worth or whatever. I don't think that can be your first thing coming back.
No,
because no one knows your channel, right? But then the argument is like, well, how long would you start making content before, and what content would that be beforehand to have that same audience or whatever that is?
So the show, without going into like too much detail, right? I mean, multi-streaming for sure. I think we've decided.
Yeah.
YouTube, Twitch.
I don't know if TikTok. You have to double check TikTok because I know they used to have their weird stream key thing.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how well it'll.
I guess that'd be vertical too.
You
can make it horizontal and just hope they flip their phone.
Those two for sure, and then we've been developing like workflows, like real time, while we're live. We have production, clipping, sending it through Premiere and posting on TikTok and Instagram Reels while we're live.
Oh wow.
And then
dang, I mean, see that.
Like I think I've told you a little bit, like the episodes less like Twitch, more like an episode of television.
Yeah.
And so like even after the episode, I don't anticipate the first one getting a ton of viewership.
Yeah.
But I'm also doing it. I think it's impressive to do.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do for the show, live. But all of that can be clipped onto YouTube, and I think just marketing. We have. Rather than just me coming back, right? I'm not coming back to streaming under Hunter.
Okay. Yeah.
But coming back with, we have got 4 people dedicated as a team that are running, pre-production, live production, writing, acting, and marketing. We've got someone set for marketing just to make sure everything is being sent out correctly.
Is that something where like... And I don't know if YouTube does this. I'm trying to think. I know YouTube just created that collaboration link or whatever. I don't know if I know YouTube does that for videos now. You can collaborate. I don't know if they do that for live streams. And it's not that necessarily the chats are connected, but it's the idea that like, hey, both of these channels are live streaming the same event and everything's going to the same place. Because I wonder if that's something you could just do like a Mario tournament. And get a couple friends, and like that's your test. That's a couple test runs.
That is exactly what we're doing for our test run.
You do like a Mario Kart or a Mario Party, but that gives you a cast of 4 people, and it gets them comfortable with the technology, as well as like if you were able to invite content creators that that are close to you in that area to be like, hey, but I don't know if that actually works in that way.
Yeah, for YouTube, I don't know if they have the tech. I know Twitch does with the stream together stuff. I don't know what YouTube has. I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, co-streaming is always just an option. Like they can take the feed and stream it, but the audience doesn't merge in chats on YouTube. But
yeah, I guess true. You could do that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you know that we're doing I think we're doing a Double Dash tournament.
Oh, okay.
for the tech test.
Yep.
But yeah, you mentioned like other people too, and I think I guess our plan on finding an audience is I think outreach, getting people from the community, the Madison community, to come on, or maybe Oshkosh or Milwaukee, right? Mm-hmm. And like very SNL like hey, like let's film some pre-recorded skits and you're in like a few of the live bits.
Yeah.
And I think the outreach will be tremendous. Like we did one of our skits coming up. We did like a man on the street in Madison, and just people laughing and filming us while we're doing it. It's free promo, baby.
Yeah, yeah. Did you tell him, hey, link? No. That had me a question. So that's what you were doing. Would you ever do like a Mario Kart tournament or Smash Bros tournament where you actually it'd be tough because you'd have to find a location to host it, right? Because you probably didn't want everyone in your house. Yeah. But it's like, would you ever find that where it's like, hey, come compete in this tournament, and here's the link to be it live so family can watch. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that can jumpstart the numbers that then people in the community around the world see it and be like, oh, okay, let's watch. And then that's how you build your audience around that.
Yeah.
But
that's we have thought about that. I have thought about that because with our current plan, I guess it's like its own program on the channel. It's once every other month, 6 episodes a year. Yeah. Not frequent enough. So we're trying to hit once a week, something to connect to community at least once a week. Yep. And it would be like stuff like that, like Catan, something casual that we can have that chat interaction, and we can try to reach out to people or have people on and be like, hey, just tell your friends, tell your family.
Well, and I know you have the technology to do it, but like I know my brother and I did a Villainous board game live stream, which was fun just because it was something different, and it was like you had the multiple cameras, and then you had like the one that was over the board, as best as it could be, so people could see what was at least going on. But I bet you could totally do that with board games or any other game type like that, or like a kickball game when the weather's not bad like it is now, cold and whatnot. But that's exciting.
Yeah, it's ambitious, but it's...
Would you ever switch your personal YouTube channel to that?
No, because I'm hoping... I want to focus on the new show, but I'm hoping eventually, if all goes well, I can like occasionally just, Hunter's live.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Is this coming... Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll leave it at that. So... Madison market allows you to do that. That's why you're living here, close to family.
Close to family.
Yeah, because my thing is I want to find people that want to stream games. So maybe I'll hit you up in the future and be like, hey, yo. But if it fits in your schedule or whatnot, or to stream on that other account just to start getting people on, or just get a content backlot, and then as soon as you start doing your original stuff, be like, okay, we're not going to stream that anymore on this because it'll go to like this or type of content,
Yeah. I think like hopefully just between whoever is part of the show, like if they're not doing anything a day, they can just stream on it, right? I don't want it to just be that show, right? Like the I guess the channel will be like, yeah, man, whatever. Like the show is Mom's Basement, right? So it's like you turn on NBC and The Office is on, right? That's the skit portion is The Office, but NBC is gonna have
the nightly news,
or a bunch of other
60
stuff.
minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
I think
so it'll have. It
Got
should
you. Okay.
Be a bunch of other stuff.
Does Twitch allow you to run multiple streams off the same channel, or no?
I don't see why not.
Because I know YouTube does. Because YouTube is just stream key, but you can get a different stream key for every stream. So you could have 2 or 3 live streams going at the same time. Like think of all and I know this because all those stupid channels that are like jazz from the 1950s, that will be live stream with 23 people, and then they'll be like jazz from the 60s, and now like I have 100 people, and they'll be going at the same time, but they just must have multiple sources or computers they're running it off of, kind of thing. But yeah, I'd be curious if Twitch allows you to do that. I don't think I've seen that on Twitch.
I think Twitch does.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, because I want to find I just want to find people that like want to create content. I think that's tough in the area that we're in, which is kind of like what we talked about earlier in the show, is like finding people that are in our same interests. Because I think there's a lot of people that love short films, love making films. No one wants to do anything live. It's like, what? That's part of the excitement. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, agreed. I love it. I love the potential to have the chat interactions.
Yep.
And I like the live aspect a ton. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm not huge into IRL streaming, but I think it would be fun.
I think it would be fun too. Like if you did like a walking around the street that live with a phone and a tripod or whatever, so it looks like a real camera. I think like that could be a fun segment to do on top of whatever is going on, you know?
Yeah, I want to stream more, definitely. So I just gotta find fun games.
Dude, I still remember, I think I was watching you live on that clip with the snowmobile.
Yeah. See ya, buddy.
See ya, buddy. That was crazy. I don't know. I think I had you on my TV too, because I don't know what I was doing, but I was like, oh, I'll see what Hunter's up to or whatever. And then you guys are playing, and I'm like, yo, what's up? And you're like, hey, how's it going? Like, we're just trying to figure out how to get out of here or whatever. And then you're like, oh, we lost our snowmobile. I don't know, whatever the game was, and I had no idea. But then all of a sudden, then you were focused on your game, and you like pulled up to this kid, and you're like, wait, stop, can you pick us up? He's like, yeah, I got you. And then you just took his snowmobile and left him in the middle of a blood. Was it a monster chasing you or something?
Yeah, a monster was chasing us too. That game was fun. We played it for a few hours, didn't beat it, but it's
See, my issue is like I hate spending money. Okay, I don't like playing games that cost money because that limits to your audience that can play with you. And as a small creator, you have to play with your audience. That's the only way to grow, because they just want to feel like they have friends to play with, right? No shame. And so it's like, okay, what are free games that are fun like that though, that you can use? And that's what's tricky, because what's available that's free that is fun. You know, it's like, oh, I'd love to play Arc Raiders. Oh, it's $50. I don't know if I can afford that. I know sure as heck these people aren't going to pay for it. Yeah. You know, and so
it's hard. I think that's when I think like you said earlier, you like set a day like, hey, Thursday.
Yeah.
Let's play this, and then you can start playing new stuff and trying to reach a bigger audience, because you have to play what's new. It's, I think, in my opinion. Yeah. I think you can like reaching people on older games is definitely viable, but at the same time, right, people want to see what's new, and then that's trends, right?
But it's gotta be like a retro day, like retro day, we're playing this old game, you know, like, and it's probably not that old anymore, but I don't I'm realizing, I mean, I've known this for a while, but how young my audience is, it's challenging, because it's like awesome that I have an audience. First off, I remember those 2 years of streaming with just one viewer, and it was me. But it's like, oh, I can't play this game, or they won't play this game because it's just not, they're not interested. And it's like, nah, it's totally fair. I wouldn't be interested if I was your age as well. And so I think that's the tough thing, is like, how do you grow? Like, and then it's like, oh, if I want to do this and be supported, that age group isn't going to be the ones giving you money to like help your, you know, but it's like, oh, but like this is the audience. So it's like, how can I make this balance of like, hey, help me as a creator supporter, but I also don't want to seem like I'm coming at you as like, hey, I want your money. It's like, if you're enjoying it and having fun and you're seeing this is like useful time, like this helps me also know that you're enjoying yourselves and that I should keep making the same content, you know, and whatnot.
I think so. You kind of have like the dilemma, like you have this younger audience, but you want to reach a larger, maybe an older audience.
Yeah, but I don't know how to do that. Right. I mean, it's tough, and it's it's more of like what audience just gets drawn to you, right?
So, yeah, that's true. I mean, but to do that, I mean, the ability to do that has to come with sacrifice, right? Like, you want this older audience, you're gonna lose the younger people. Exactly. Right? I mean, like with your switch to,
it's like I'm waiting it out.
With your switch to Twitch, like I remember people in your chat like, oh, my mom won't let me have Twitch. I can have YouTube downloaded and that's it.
That's funny. I don't remember that. That's probably real. Sorry, dude. One guy never saw you again.
I'm sorry. And
That's so funny.
and it's sacrifice, but especially as like a smaller creator, right?
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's like, is it gonna be worth it?
Yeah.
You know, like what if I don't gain this audience back?
My thing too is like maybe I just like this is me as a person is like I don't like change. So it's like I like this game.
We're
Why?
getting into some therapy aspects,
Dude,
right?
no,
now.
literally, it's like I
more.
like this game. I don't know if I want to risk wasting time playing this game because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. Probably playing it by myself because people are busy now and they're not going to be able to. It's like, do I want to take that risk and that chance of failure, losing money, all that kind of stuff? And then like obviously this is like it's a small scale possible, but you got to treat your small business like a big business. So if it becomes a big business, you know how to run it.
Yeah.
It's like that's what I try to look at it as. And so it's like, do I take that risk to do that? Or, you know, I don't know. That's like my dilemma right now. And it's like, I don't like change. So by doing this, I'm forcing myself to change. And then when it's a negative outcome, it's like, well, I knew it all along.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard. I mean, it's trying to become a streamer is difficult.
Yeah.
Trying to reach an audience is difficult.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean,
When everyone wants to be famous.
everyone wants to be famous.
They don't want to be creators.
Yeah.
They want to be famous.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you're ruining it for the rest of us that just like want to like have a normal life but be able to like create content because you're making it this big thing that like is virtually impossible unless you get struck by lightning, you know?
Yeah. I got a question for you. What are your thoughts on the word content? The C word.
In what way? Like
Just it being used in general. Like, do you feel it diminishes what you are doing?
Saying I'm a content creator or
Oh, hey, let's make content. This whole house
this
has
is
had this
interesting.
conversation
This is
over.
I
last
don't
few
think
weeks.
I've ever had a negative experience with that word.
Really.
Yeah, or like that the idea of content isn't something that's like, oh god, again or something like. What's your thoughts?
When we were planning out this new show, like you
Yeah.
said, think of it like a business. We wrote like a
Yep.
pitch, and like one of the few like rules and like things we wanted was like we can't address what we're making as content. It diminishes what we're making, the art that we're making to numbers and stats.
I see what you're saying.
I was just curious what your thoughts.
Yeah,
are.
maybe it's just because I'd never thought of content in that way. I always pictured it as like, hey, I'm making content for a YouTube channel. Like content to me is like making a video.
Yeah.
Like live streaming, whatever that is. But I never saw it as like a numbers thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we set a rule for ourselves, like we should just start calling things what they are. Like rather than grouping it into content.
Okay, yeah, give me an example of like what would be something that's grouped into content that shouldn't be.
I mean, not necessarily shouldn't be, but I think
Or just like would have another name for it. You know what I'm saying?
I guess like skits, YouTube videos, music, podcasts.
Yeah.
Right? People grouping that all into content.
I see what you're saying.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's kind of annoying. I guess for me, though, I've just never thought of it that way. I've never thought that deep about it because I just assume like, oh, whatever you create is like you're just creating. I use the word create, I think, more than content. It's not creating content; it's just create. And create is so bland; it can be anything that you want it to be. And so, like for me, I have people in Oshkosh that I'm like, yo, I want to do skits. It's like something I've always wanted to do. Kind of like I've always wanted to do podcasts. I've always wanted to live stream. I've always wanted to post YouTube. It's like I wanted to create skits. And so for me, I'm like. I literally told him the other day, I'm like, okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to text out 2 days. You're going to say which day works. What we're going to do is we're going to meet together. We're going to write a script, shoot a script, and we're going to post it. Probably not in the same day, but close to it. And it's going to be the worst thing we've ever done in our whole lives. But that's what we need to do because that's ripping off the Band-Aids so that we can get out of our own heads and then just be like, yo, today I had a good idea. Let's like literally sit down and shoot it kind of thing. Like that's what I want to be able to do. But if you don't do it once, you don't know what it takes. And so then you always chicken out.
That's why I really like the project we've been doing is we've been really working on it for 2 months. Like we've had the idea and we've been trying to figure out how to do it. Yeah. In the last 2 months, we've been writing, we've been filming, we had a pitch on Sunday to try to get more people involved. Okay. But like in 2 months, we have 6 skits, like shorts, just ready to go. You know, and it's like the most I think I've created in the smallest amount of time. And then you just got to do it. It's just, You know, I've noticed, like you mentioned earlier, like consuming stuff.
Yeah.
And like removing social medias. How many times a day did I used to doom scroll Instagram or TikTok or Twitter? Sorry,
Have
X.
you gotten rid of all of that from your phone?
I try to keep it off, and then once a week I'll download like Instagram or Twitter,
Interesting.
and delete it again.
Yeah.
But it sucks because trying to be you have to be involved.
No,
like,
exactly.
Like post.
Dude, and I love numbers. And so I'm so bad. Like between this podcast, my own YouTube, I'm literally switching accounts to see, okay, how did this video do? You know, like I'm so bad at it. But like I know someone said like you should never have YouTube Studio on your phone, period. That should not be on your phone. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to see it though. Like, you know, like and also the thing too is like the easiest way to get like for my posting for this show is the easiest way to get like the title and all that kind of stuff is literally just going to YouTube Studio on your phone so you can copy and paste it and do it all on your phone because you can't do that on your computer. And so I'm like, yeah, but it's like, no, like, I mean, but that's my thing. And I don't. That's a lie. I do doom scroll. I have phases of doom scrolling without realizing it. Like I'll just start doom scrolling, and I'm like, mother trucker, they got me again. You know, or it's like then I won't touch it for a while, and I'll be like, then I'll forget about it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'll start seeing myself doing it again, and I'm like, damn, how did that even happen?
Yeah.
You know, stupid algorithm. No, it's too good.
Yeah. It's a difficult habit to break. It takes a while. Especially because it's just so easy to find slight happiness in a 7-second video you see on TikTok.
My issue is I use YouTube all the time. Like that's my main source of like content that I watch is YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, all the podcasts I don't use Spotify. I use YouTube, and then like then it's like a lot of music because there's videos of music on YouTube that you can't find on other stuff. So it's like just use YouTube to look up this song because I like this version.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I also like the live stream on YouTube because I pay for premium because for live streaming I use YouTube Music like on YouTube for free because it's free whatever royalty free, and you don't get nailed by doing that. But if you don't have premium, you get ads, and you can't I'm not gonna have ads play with my music. So it's like if I have YouTube Premium, I get no ads on YouTube, which is a lifesaver. Like I realize how painful YouTube is without ads. Like I can't believe I used to watch that many ads. But it's like what my sacrifice is. Okay, then I'll never buy Netflix. I'll never have Hulu, all that kind of stuff. It's like I'm willing to sacrifice that because I use YouTube so much. But my phone I think is the most evil because that's when I get caught on YouTube Shorts.
What are your thoughts on the Netflix HBO?
Dude, I just saw that Warner Brother thing, right?
Warner Brothers thing,
dude. I just that's so wild. The fact that what are the 5 main studios, right? It's like Disney, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Sony, and I don't forget. I'm blanking on the last one.
Yeah.
But basically what they're saying is Sony was late to the game because they didn't create their own streaming service, period. No. So it's like, basically what they've become is like, oh, we'll just create content or we'll create films, TV shows.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Now, and we're gonna like lease it to other companies, and then you get like the Demon Hunters that like makes $1 billion on Netflix, but Sony only gets a fraction of that because all that cost is actually on the all the income comes from the service providing it. And so then Sony's like, we'll just see how long Sony lasts in that space. And Disney's got Disney Plus, and so they're kind of the only ones really competing-ish. But they got to figure their stuff out because they're struggling.
They got Disney Plus and Hulu now.
Yeah. What's wait? So what was that deal? Is HBO?
So they get HBO.
Paramount? No.
Or they get Warner Brothers. So it's any HBO thing. So you're looking at like The Sopranos.
And does that mean they get rid of HBO Max?
We don't know yet.
I was going to say.
I don't think they should, but then they also get like the entire DC Studios. They get the monster movies. But they get all of Cartoon Network.
What I heard was that, I mean, the source I was listening to was very liberal, but I still listened to them. But they were saying like, oh, like there's no way that this goes through because Trump's like in bed with Paramount's executive, and there will be a monopoly, and so it's less of that it's a monopoly. It's more of like his best friend. He's not gonna let. But I'm like, it is interesting concept of like monopoly. Would that be a monopoly over the space?
No, not necessarily.
Peacock. There we go.
Yeah, Peacock. That was the right one.
NBC.
Not necessarily a monopoly, but I mean it is a large market control. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean the whole thing of capitalism is to have government not be involved unless it is an issue, right?
Yeah. So I'll be curious to see what are your thoughts? Do you think that's a good thing, bad thing?
I think it's a terrible thing.
I think it's terrible. Netflix is like the most expensive.
They're so anti-film and anti-theater. Like the CEO said.
Oh, really?
The CEO said nobody wants to go to a movie theater anymore. They want it at home. And the idea of waiting 6 weeks or waiting in line for a sold-out theater isn't ideal for the average citizen.
Is he wrong?
I think he's wrong.
When was the last movie you went to?
Last movie we went to was Weapons.
Which was, I don't know when that was.
September.
Okay. Micah, when was the last movie you went to?
Last movie I went to was a re-showing of A Boy and a Heron that they put on the West Side in Madison. They do like one a month of the Studio Ghibli movies.
When was that?
Last month.
Okay. See, I'm biased because I literally just went to 2 movies last week. But before that, I hadn't been to the movie theater. And like, to me, I'm like, damn, the ticket itself costs $16. That's like 1 month of Netflix. And I look at all the movies and TV shows I can watch for the price of that one ticket.
Yeah.
Like, that's in my head. I come from like a household where like money was talked about a lot, whether it was like we didn't have enough, we had enough, like that whole thing. And so for me, I'm always budgeting, and so it's like, what can I take out that's pleasure, enjoyment? But then it's funny because as I'm trying to go into the industry, I'm like, well, idiot, if you don't go to the shows, you're not gonna ever get a job in the industry, you know. I mean, so I'm like, I have to shape that up.
We're just redesigning the idea of television with streaming services.
Yeah.
And television died, you know. It's all everything is just streaming services.
Well, it's just live. And the only reason television still exists because of live. It's sports.
It's sports.
And gambling makes that 10 times more now, which I think is crazy because our country already struggles with money. To like have that be a thing, it's like, really?
Yeah.
That's terrible because you could just nickel and dime your whole savings away.
Hey, but you can go on Kalshi tomorrow. This is not an ad. And you can vote on, you can bet on if it's gonna rain tomorrow.
Literally, it's crazy.
It's stupid.
They had like, that's wild. And then the stuff I'm seeing now, it's like you play Slitherio for $5, and you can try like every little peg you collect is like a cent. And then it's like you just play it until you get your money back, and then hope.
And the gambling company's making 100 times what you're making in ad revenue because you're on that screen for 10 minutes.
It's so crazy. Gambling. I feel like I have an addictive personality, so I've tried to cut out most things that I'm like, I'd be addicted to this, except for YouTube. And so then what happens is all that stuff I have a fear of. So it's like, for me, it was always like smoking, or it's like, I don't want to touch that because I know nicotine is addictive. And I don't know if I'm going to react to be like, I need that. Because sometimes people are like, I could do it and it doesn't affect me. I never think about it once until I'm like, you know what? I could do that again, you know? And like, for me, it's like, I would have the fear of like, oh, it would be kind of nice to have that right now. And it's like, oh, now it's taking, and so it's like that. So it's like that, gambling, all that kind of stuff. It's like, I don't want to touch that because I don't know what I'm going to react with. I got to stay clean, you know? But the funny story though, quick. Micah, remember the first time I ever drank, were you there? Maybe not. I don't know. But the first time I ever drank, it was at our friend's house. And I'm like, guys, I don't want to get drunk tonight. Like, I just like test out, you know, I just want to like, you know, and I think I drank like 1 beer and I'm like, hey, that's too much. I'm like, that's good enough for me. Like I can't get drunk, you know? And like, now it's like, I know my limit so well that's like after whatever amount it is, it's like, oh no, this is perfect. I can ride this like just right, you know? Yeah. Which is kind of nice. But was there anything else that you were like thinking about that we didn't touch on? Are you still making music?
Yes, I am. I've got a lot written and recorded.
Okay.
Just not sure how or when or what to release.
All right, I have some questions for you. So I recently got into music. Actually, this January, I decided I was going to teach myself the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned how to play the guitar, and then I have some buddies who also play music, and so it's like the idea of trying to write songs now. Because like, yeah, we can do covers, and that's fun. But like, it's also cool to like have something of your own that you can create. What's some advice to like a young artist like myself that's never really done the music thing? You know, because I think there's a lot of like, just start humming the melody and then just start scat singing basically until words come in. Like, are you someone that's like subscribes to that idea?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's how I write. I mean, sometimes like I'll have like an idea of what I want to write about, and it's easy. Like I can easily like this is the chorus, blah 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 blah. For the most part, if I'm starting with an instrumental that's already there, yeah, I'll do the humming and then a scat singing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just kept running. we had like a session or whatever, and we literally just kept running into like saying the dumbest stuff. Like we could not get out of that. It's like at some point we're like, it's over. Like we're done. We're done for today.
See, it might be the dumbest stuff, but then you just keep going, right?
You gotta come
and
back.
You'll get the next line. You'll go back.
I'm someone that like once I'm done, I'm like memorizing lines. I get too full in my head. I gotta stop because whatever I do after this is not gonna help. So then what happens is I come back to the next day and I forget like 3/4 of what I just did, but it comes back faster. And then like the next time, you know, it's like coming up with new ideas or ways to think about it that you haven't thought about. Is like what I'm excited about with music. But I think it's so fun to create. Like for me, that's like another creation I get to do with music that I never thought I would ever mess around with. And I'm like, okay, now I can see how those like artists kind of get addicted in a way to like coming up with ideas, or just like if you're really skilled with guitar to be like, and be like, oh yeah, I like that, like a John Mayer, you know? Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, that's crazy.
It's a nice way to just debrief with yourself too, right? Like right after I graduated, I wrote lyrically probably 4 of the best songs I've ever written. One's released. 2 are released.
Okay.
But I don't know, just like
where can they find the songs? Where are the names?
Cerebellum and After All on Mindless by the artist Mindless on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, but
let's blow that shit up.
But it's a nice way to like debrief with yourself, like if you hadn't sat and thought about what's going on in your life right now.
Yeah. So. How did you teach yourself the guitar? I'm curious.
I picked a classical song and then a jazz song, and I learned how to read music.
Yep.
And then I just started playing.
That's crazy because for me, I tried to learn the guitar like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I just like would like just I don't want to do it today. And then you just wouldn't touch it again. And then this January came around and I was like, this is the last time that I'm going to have this amount of time to sit down and learn an instrument. Because I've always wanted to play piano or guitar, one of them. Because there's solo instruments you can play by yourself. And I was like, I have a guitar. I have no excuse now. Because I didn't have a guitar for the longest time. Yeah. And then I was like, all right, here we go. Buckle in. And so then I was like, I can't do scales or like learn just like a C. Just to learn a C. And I'm like, I need to pick a song that has 4 chords. And I know how the song goes, so I know if it sounds wrong. And I'm going to force myself to just keep doing it until it sounds good. And all of a sudden you know those 4 chords. And it's like, okay, what other songs work with this? Oh, this song has these 3, and then there's another one that I need to learn. Oh, but I already know these 3, so I can sit and learn that one. And that's how I learned it because my attention span and willingness to teach myself like stuff was impossible. And I have a buddy who like then went to the next level and was like, okay, I just want to learn the whole pentatonic scale on the guitar or whatever that's called. And he's like, and I'm like, yeah. What? He was like, yeah, you want me to send the video? I'm like, sure. And I'm like, there's no way I'm ever gonna like spend time sitting in my chair by myself and being like, no, that's not happening. But then you got to know what your max is.
Yeah. See, my thing is, if you ask me to play any song, I couldn't. But I can write and play the guitar to what I need. And then that's how I learned all the other instruments. Like that's how I learned bass and piano. So it's like I couldn't perform with a guitar, but I can write a gorgeous, duet with a guitar by myself in the basement.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's an interesting. Sometimes I hate it because
Yeah, that's strange because like I think I'm like the 180 of that.
yeah.
I am like I need to know exactly what I'm gonna play those like few chords, and that's what I need to do that. And if you ask me to do anything beyond that, same with my trumpet. It was like I can do what I know. Don't ask me to go beyond that or create something new. For me, I was like, no, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
And I think my knowledge of music was very small, and I never took it serious enough to like go beyond what I was required of me, right?
Yeah.
And so then you get stuck in this like, not chamber, but like this small part of your knowledge, and then you're like, but it gets me by, you know. But then you can't. But then that's what I struggle with now is like creating your own music.
Yeah. Have you written any music yet?
I have one song that I think would be sick, and I had my buddy solo on top of it, and it sounded cool, and so it'd be a matter of just like nailing down where it would be, kind of thing.
If you need an engineer, let me know.
No, I'm not a dead ass. I told him, I was like, guys, I know a guy that might be able to help us.
I got the equipment downstairs.
I'm like, okay, sweet. I definitely will take you up on that. What are you doing this December? No, but yeah.
I've got a question for you.
Okay.
So you started this podcast.
Yep.
Right after graduating, right? Or was it right before?
No, I literally walked across. You remember Becca?
Yeah.
Yeah, Becca, and oh man, I feel so bad. Veda. Oh, that was a close one. That was a close one. I'm so sorry. No, but Becca and Veda, kind of like as we were getting close to walking across stage, I was like, hey, I'm like, what do you guys do? What are your plans post? You know, and they said there's things or whatever, and they're like, what about you? I'm like, me personally, I don't know if I'm gonna work in television. That whole thing, back to school, was not really what I was thinking at the time. But I was like, I'm gonna start a podcast. I don't know how I'm gonna start it, but it's gonna have my name on it because I've started ones in the past that weren't that, and it just never worked out. I'm like, it's got to be on me 100% to make it happen, so that the only person I can blame is myself. And I'm gonna hope that I make it a whole year, and that's what I told him. I was like, I don't know when it's gonna start or whatever. Yeah. And actually, you know the thing that really started it? I went to an acting competition and beginning of January this year, and every show that I went to, every monologue I saw during the competition performances was like Antichrist heavily. And ironically, I was like, in the process through that last year was like finding like what real faith was, because I thought I knew what faith was or religion, and then like you're kind of told like, no, that's completely wrong, and you're like, that throws your whole life upside down, right? Because you've been living your life a certain way. And so I'd been working through that and finally got to a good place that started that year and being, okay, I'm finally figuring out what it is, and it makes more sense. I'm happier, and it makes sense why I wasn't happy before, you know. And then that happened, and I was like, mother trucker. I'm like, to have the audacity to do that to something that I think is so beautiful and I love, I wish someone would say something about it. And then I'm like, I wanted to start this podcast. It's the beginning of January already. I'm like, and then that was the fire. Like, I remember I just stayed in my hotel room and I just started mapping out different logos of different types of everything, creating the YouTube channel, all that stuff. So that, like, doing the research on what mics can I afford that have the best volume. Same thing with stands, same things with cameras and all that kind of like. And so that's what really lit the fire under me, so that I could get that I started it. And again, it's like I just have to post one episode, and make it like as soon as that episode's out, then it's gonna be easy from here because I'll know what kind of to expect. But
so like you started that during that transition, right? Post college, and some of your early episodes were your fellow
RTFers,
right, and how they dealt with it, right, and processing that. And you've had some other guests, like your siblings, and then now you're back in school. Now you're interviewing, your new cohorts, right? How is that different? / how has that helped you transition? Because I know you were struggling for a little bit and figuring out what you wanted to do. Has it been good, bad, or like
with the show? You? Is that what you're saying? Or?
Yeah, like with the show, has it helped you process this change at all in your life? Being able to have this open communication.
Yeah. We just had, this is a funny thing. So like, I had hopefully my parents don't mind me sharing this, but I think they're at a different point in their life too. But I had a therapy session with my parents because we just there was something that just we weren't connected, and it was like to the point where it's like, I love you, I'll always be there for you, you'll always be there for me, but like we're so surface level and we can't open up. And so kind of like the thing that came out of it, and I knew this at the time, and it's something I've always worked on, but it was finally someone to be like, no, change that, was like what helped me. And the thing for me was that I keep it to myself until I know the outcome.
Okay.
I'm an internal processor, and we had this whole episode with my other sister, like just recently, about this whole difference between internal and external, because she's an external. And it's how like we kind of collide, because she was sharing personal stuff, and in my head I'm like, oh bro, we talked about this for like 15 times before, like why are we still talking about this?
Yeah.
But to her, like by talking through it, that's what gets her through it. Whereas for me, it's like I have to sit myself in my silence, or I'm doing something but I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm just thinking about this and processing and being like, okay, yeah, that outcome, nope, what about this outcome, would I want this? And so in doing so, I realized, though, I don't share my personal life with people that are closest to me. And what happens is then they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And so like, or I'd only share the good news, right? Or it's like if I go on a date with someone, I'm not going to tell my parents until like the third date, because I don't want to tell them I like this person a lot, I'm going to go on a date, and then have that person be like, I'm good, I don't really want to hang out with you again. And it's like that to me, that's embarrassment, to go back to like someone that I just like was super excited about. And then not like my YouTube channel didn't have my name on it, because I didn't want people to know that was me. I wanted to be successful before I'd ever put my name on it, right? It's like that's what I argued with. So that's why like this was like a big change, because it was like this podcast started out with my name on it. We weren't successful. We're not that we're successful, but it's like we weren't big or had views like that. That's what changed this. And so I think that's what. I think more of less. It's me opening up, and I told him too. I'm like, it's weird because if I'm with friends, I open up a lot. If I'm in live streaming or I'm doing something like this, I open up a lot. It's like when I'm in a 1v1 conversation, and it's like I open up to a point, and then it's like, I don't want anyone to know about this about me. And then I close it. It's like, that's what I'm working on, kind of thing.
Do you think being slightly content brained has an effect on that? Like, oh, like, I mean, our conversation last week, like, oh no, let's save it for the cameras.
Yeah.
Do you think that has a little bit to do with it too?
I think it's inexperience for me. It's like the immaturity of inexperience, right? So it's like for me, it's like, do I feel like if we talked about everything we just did now earlier, I would be able to have another conversation with you that would be enticing? So I think it's like having faith in myself that yes, you would, because that's one of your skills, is being able to find something to talk about with someone that you have nothing in common with. Yeah. And it's like I need to trust myself in that, because if I don't, then we miss opportunities to catch up, or it feels like it has to be for the camera, which I think for a moment it has been, you know, like vlogging and stuff like that. And I finally was like, I just don't need to vlog everything, because also I don't care, and I don't think anyone else cares about what I'm doing unless it's like something really cool or something that like would help someone else, you know, like touring a school. Like if they can't get to that school, but this guy toured it, let me just see like a quick video on what it looked like. Is it worth me spending the money to go do it? Like something like that, where it's like helping people. Then I would seem that's worthy of it, But what about you? What was your transition like from leaving college to adulthood? Was that challenging? Kind of what you expected? It was going to be difficult?
I think finding a job was at first challenging. Yeah, I landed in a third shift bakery for a few months until I found my current job. Okay. And, now I'm in Madison, and now I'm looking, to find something more. Like I obviously what I'm currently doing isn't what I went to school for. Yeah. And like I really, really want to make things, create. Yeah. And it's hard to find something than that without doing it freelance or doing doing the streaming, just making something, finding time during the week just to make something. Yeah. And I think if I can just stay consistent with that, that's good enough, right? Like, but yeah, it's challenging. I think I'm the least stressed I've been in my entire life, but like, apart from like bills and stuff, but I don't know. I do miss college sometimes. Yeah.
To a point, but also I'm like, I think by the time I left, I was ready to be gone. Yeah, 100%. And I think for me, that's why I created this, because I didn't know what I was going to do post graduation. I was like, man, maybe I end up back in a factory or something like that, just working to pay off school loans. And if that's the case, cool. But I want to do something that still makes me feel like I'm doing what I went to school for.
Yes.
And that's what also was the leading for the podcast. Because I was like, I know for a fact this can't be taken away from me unless YouTube shuts my channel down or Spotify takes me off. It's like I can always create using this. This is an opening outlet, which I think has been really important for me when I moved to Savannah, because the school I go to is very heavy in politics, of like politicking in the school, right? So it's like I need to be looking this way for this person so that they see me and maybe that helps me here. And I mean, they pride themselves on being like Hollywood, and it's exactly like Hollywood. It's who you know, how you've interacted with people, and so you got to be on your best behavior. But what that means though is like maybe some opportunities you were hoping for don't go your way because they don't know you and they know this person, and that's how Hollywood works, and it's fair. But then to be able to go back to my apartment and be like, okay, cool, I didn't make that. Like, not screw you, but, you know, that mentality of, like, then I'm going to do my own thing. And that's what this allows me to do. Yeah. And I think I stopped streaming. And what I realized is, like, no, that's my, hey, no, I'm creating content still. I'm still doing what I want to do. It just looks different than how the normal industry would have told us when we were in school of how it would look. Which is why I think it's so cool that you're thinking of doing and you're on the process of doing your own show, because I think that's going to give you that outlet, too, to be like, if I never do anything in my field, at least I can say I had something relevant to it.
Yeah, and I think it's experience. I think it's so being able to have that experience that I, did myself, from the bones, to the final product. Yeah. Like it's something I think would be helpful if I am going to find a job, or maybe it becomes a job, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if I would regret not doing the show. Mm-hmm. You probably feel the same way. Like right now, it's like,
well, I mean, to think that we're almost through a whole year and I've dropped an episode every week. Like, that was the other thing change. It's like, do I have commitment or willpower to like and like there was a couple weeks where it's like we might not have an episode, and then it was like, asking on Mike and Alex and leaning on them to be like, hey, can you help me with this? Like, I know it's just short notice, but like I actually found someone that can help this week. Does this fit in your schedule? And then being willing to work with me and sacrificing their own lives to help me. It's like I could never thank them enough, because for what it means to me is so much more. But it allows me to then look back and be like, oh, when the EST is 25 and we're in 26, that's going to be a cool moment. That it survived a year. Yeah. And we're going into year 2, But that's what gets me psyched up and ready to go.
Do you have any big changes you're going to make for season 2 that you want to disclose?
Not necessarily. I think I'd hope to get, like, it's so funny because everyone who talks about podcasting, now this is more podcast heavy, but it's like, just interview people, family, friends. It's like, I took that to heart because I'm like, I literally don't know anyone that's really cool that's going to, it's literally interviewing my Isaac as my first episode, my brother who's 2 years younger than me. It's like, and then it's like interviewing my friend, and then because I was too chicken to ask anyone else, interviewing that same friend twice back to back, and that's my first 3 episodes. And then finally, like, okay, I know this person's close, he won't make fun of me if I ask him, and it's like, this person won't make fun of me, and then it's like, and then you get comfortable, and then you start hearing back from people and being, oh, that's cool, and then it's like, oh, okay, people do think it's cool. Now I can feel comfortable asking people, and then so I think my goal would be to get bigger guests.
Let's say do some outreach,
but
you'd be surprised,
yeah. And again, that's like me being like, oh, but like, what if they say no? That's rejection. I don't want to be rejected. That's not fun. And so that's something I have to get over as a 100%. Person. Yeah. But I think I'm starting to get closer to that, or having pride in your work. And I think in past episodes or in past projects or podcasts, I wasn't. It didn't, like, I was like embarrassed if someone watched it. It wasn't good. But then like something like this where it's like, no, this is good. I have to realize that and be like, no, like, you want this opportunity to express yourself to your audience instead, and change it to their audience instead of my audience. And I think that's what is fun for the future.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah. Any last words? Any words of wisdom for those who are younger, embarking on streaming or just content creation?
Just do it. Get off your butt and do it.
Sweet. Awesome. Yeah. Well, we could take GoPro. Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode of the Jordan Whitrock Show. Hunter, thank you so much for letting us crash your house and making it a mess. I really enjoyed talking to you.
I did, too. This was fun. This was very fun.
So if you made this far, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, all the good stuff. Thank you, Micah, again, and we will see you next week. Peace.